Pictured here with the Vice Chancellor of UCT, the FAB academic, is Dr Kamogelo Masengane Lebeko. At age 29, she recently graduated from the University of Cape Town with a PhD in human genetics. So I invited her over to chat to us about her journey, where it all started, and all the challenges that she encountered along the way. I hope that you enjoy watching.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Masko C. Sandy, and guess who I have with me here today? Dr. Kamogelo Masengane Lebeko. We've been meaning to do the video. EPE gown yako ebom.
You didn't tell me.
Shouldn't you get to wear it like everywhere?
My boyfriend was like going to the mall just.
When just so that what you
and that bonnet. I'm nervous now.
Really? Why?
Yes. I know. I'll pretend it's just the two of us. And it happens.
It is just the two of us.
For now. Set up the audience. Set up the audience.
It's a wine time because I cook.
Please
Stop being nervous.
This is who I am. This is who I am. I'm a nervous person.
Really?
Yeah, like people when they describe me, they say, you know, like how a duck is. Okay, my therapist actually said this. She's like, you're like a duck, very graceful on the surface, but underneath you.
Oh, trying to
like crazy. Yeah, so that's me in a nutshell.
What causes Leon?
Anxiety.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a serious issue.
I don't want to call it an issue because I feel like it's something that's very normal. We all go through it. It's just that having been in an environment like with my PhD, it got exasperated.
Oh yeah.
It got exasperated, so now I'm still actually, the triggers are much closer to the surface than they were before.
Yeah.
I had a very strong temperament in the past.
Oh,
but PhD
yeah.
pushed me to the level, to the edge.
Yeah.
So I'm still learning to bring it back down to say no.
Oh.
Like the way it was described, it's like as a person, there's a parameter that you can be within.
Yeah.
That's where you're still functioning normally, right? So stress and anxiety are part of that. But there's a certain threshold that when you go over it, your brain literally shuts down.
Would you say like it's a normal reaction? Who said this? It's what your normal reaction
It is
to abnormal situations.
Yes,
it's a normal reaction. Because it was my friend.
Yeah.
Chino. She made me watch as videos. And these people, they looked mad. And then I was like, oh, these people are crazy. And then she was like, no. That is subjective. It's crazy, but also it's normal reaction
to a normal.
situation.
So the thing with that is that you mean when you're presented with a stressful situation, usually it's short bursts. Okay. So you're there, you're stressed, you get out of the environment, your body goes back to normal.
Okay.
Then something comes, you peak, you go back to normal. Now, unfortunately, when you're in an environment like academia and with a PhD, you are toying with that threshold more often than the normal person.
Okay.
So when you cross over, you're already high. So when you cross over, you go beyond where the normal person goes. So for you to come back down, it's stressful. So now your new normal isn't down here. It's close to the edge. So you get triggered. So I feel like I'm
very easy.
Yeah. So I'm still somewhere there at the top where the smallest thing still sets me off. Like no, Kamu, you have to come back. It's okay. I have prep talks with myself every day, even with the smallest thing that is like normal. I still have anxiety opening my emails.
Really?
Because you associate that with a deadline, with work that needs to be done that you're not necessarily able to cope with at that point in time. I'm done, but I still have anxiety about opening my email. I actually ended up deleting the app completely off my phone. It's not there right now. I don't have Outlook on my phone right now. I haven't gotten to a point where I'm like, I don't. So when I want to check my emails, I have to be very intentional, but now I'm checking my emails and go through the browser and have a prep talk with myself. Because now when it's on my phone, notifications are there. Okay, I might open it by mistake thinking I'm opening another app and then I'm triggered because I'm not ready. Then I'm like, no, check and you're like, oh, it's nothing, it's just adverse. Okay, I'm fine, but that's the leap before.
But I like how openly you are talking about it now.
Yes.
Even though, like even though maybe that it was a challenge, you were battling with it.
I was.
But ngoku you are able to just openly.
I listen. That's therapy.
Is it?
You talk. You have to talk about it. You have to confront it. You have to accept it. That this is who you are. And that it's normal, because nobody tells you it's normal. I've always been an anxious person. It never showed itself on the surface. But once I was confronted with an abnormal situation like a PhD, which is highly demanding, it pushed me to the edge. So now I'm more honest and open with myself about it, and I'm more aware of it. Because for me to actually know that I'm suffering from anxiety, I was getting chest pains, like physical stabbing pains in my heart, my back, my arm was numbing, and I was freaking out, like what's happening? I have panic attacks and not even know that it's a panic attack. Then eventually I went to the doctor, my doc, and he just looked at me, he examined me, and he asked me questions about school, and I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? He's like, suffering from anxiety. Anxiety, because now the only knowledge, this was like in 2016, so the only knowledge that you know about anxiety is something far off, you know. But then I mean that was then he gave me anti-anxiety medication, and he's like, you need to see a psychologist. Again, another stigma. Psychologist, what? I'm not crazy. You know,
because it's the first thing that comes to our mind. Doctor, you need to go for that.
You know, so I was like, okay, I ignored it. I took the medication. Even then, like admitting it to myself, and I have anxiety, I need to take medication. I go and I Google what this, I'm like, oh, they've always spoken about these in movies. This is bad, you know, you're like just the acceptance of it. 2017, then PhD really peaked. No, it didn't peak. They were still going up. But then you realize that this, I need to be okay, you know? But the people around you aren't really sharing their own struggles and things like that. So I'm like feeling like a freak, feeling like a failure, like an outlier, feeling weak. Because I'm like, why can't I cope? Everybody else seems fine. Yes, everybody else seems fine. So why do I need to speak to a therapist? Why do I need to take medication when people around me just seem to be just going okay? And until I think end of 2017, one of my supervisors was in an accident. The one I was working with the closest in the lab. She was in an accident, Mount rock climbing, fell, broke bones in her back, and she was out of the game for like 3 months. And then I'm like, I'm gonna have to do this alone, you know? And being in that aloneness, I was numbed, I think depressed. That's when my depression actually all along I was just anxious. But it peaked to a point of depression where you got to that threshold where your body's like, we can't do this anymore, and literally your brain shuts down.
Wow.
You're a zombie. You're just like, I was sitting on the same spot in my flat on the couch for 3 days. The only thing I do is wake up to make food, and I'd be back in fetal position. Wake up to go to the bathroom. I would, later on, I'm like, okay, let me go shower. I go, but you know, after like 3 days, I'm like, this is not normal. This is not okay. I need to get help.
Okay.
I need to get help, you know. So then I went. I had sent an application before to our student center, Yako UCT, and they had emailed me back saying that I'm on the waiting list. And I was ready to go. And so that was like when students are writing exams, so it's really in high demand.
Yeah.
So they took a long time to get back to me. So by the time they got back to me, I was not interested anymore.
Okay.
So luckily for me, that time when I was okay, when now I'm intentional, I really, really need help.
Yeah.
I got a response immediately because it was like January, so students aren't there.
Okay.
So I was lucky enough to get in the system very, very early.
Okay.
And I just got in there and I cried for like 15 minutes, just crying. And the therapist was like, yeah, it's okay, there you go. And I just cried. Because like this was the first time I was in a space where I felt like somebody's sitting there just to hear me.
Yeah.
Without, you'll be fine, you know?
Yes.
Because people impose on you who they think you should be. And you then sometimes also buy into that it means then I can't be this, you know. So when you're the strongest one in the group, when people think you're the smartest one, you should be able to cope. That's why I don't like that word should, because it's so limiting. And it's like, this time, like, I don't know her, she's a stranger, so it was easy for me to open up to her. She just listened, you know. And just from then, I was actually even able to be like, okay, we're going to take this one step at a time, 1 week at a time. I think the first 2 weeks I saw her probably twice.
Okay.
Then after that, it was like, just even those few conversations, you're feeling better because you've offloaded to someone. Because friends and family aren't in the academic space.
Yeah.
So they don't, and especially post-grad research is very different from your undergrad setting where you're going to lectures and studying and writing exams. You have to have stamina from start to finish.
Yeah.
And it's peaks and troughs. So after a while, then I started gaining my strength. But even then, it's a battle. It's a constant battle with yourself more than anyone. Then I had to get to a point where it's like, it's okay to be in this space, in this process. It's a process of undoing, becoming, learning and unlearning, because then you realize that some of the things that are holding you back in your mind are strongholds that were there from being a child.
Yeah.
You know, so you unpack. I unpack so much about myself, about my past, my position, how I see me, because anxiety, those thoughts are what you say to yourself.
Yeah.
You know, you take in information and then you internalize it, and that feedback loop,
you run away with it.
Yeah, it just keeps going.
Yeah.
It keeps going.
Yeah.
You're going over
With
and
nobody
over.
to keep it in check, because
Because you're the one who's supposed to keep it in check. But then what informs that is your environment and also your perception of yourself. So I had to let go and say it's okay. I had to surrender and say it is really, really okay. Things are going to be like this. You know,
right.
And then when you talk to other people, only then do they share.
Somebody has to start.
I know. And then do people share? And then I'm like, really, guys?
And then you realize, it's actually more normal than you thought.
Yeah.
It is.
Like, why didn't you just say it in the beginning?
So would you say, Ukuba, that was your biggest challenge? And if it was, now that, because you said it picked the time Busenza PhD, your PhD sort of like triggered it.
Yes.
So now that you are finally done,
yes.
What does that feel like?
Being done?
Yes.
I am relieved.
You did say
I am relieved. No, because it was a lot of hard work. A lot of consistent hard work. Consistent hard work. Yeah. Existing, like I said, in that space of high intensity. It's more mental than anything. The work itself is doable.
Is it?
Yeah.
But it's all about what's in here and what you tell yourself and the fears and...
And the harder the task that you are faced with doing, the greater those fears will creep in.
And those voices.
And the louder they get. You know, people, when they ask me about doing a PhD, I'm like...
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
But it's worth it.
Oh, yes. Not only the accolade, but you as a person. It's about you.
Yeah.
More than anything else. More than anyone else. It's about you.
Have you always known, this is what I want to do from a young age? Because I saw you posting pictures say graduation from preschool.
Yes.
You've been posting that picture. I'm like, okay, in the message, Lendo. It's almost like a letter to my younger self. You know, that kind of thing. Like, have you always known this is what I want to do?
Guys, the best vision is in retrospect. You connect the dots better when you look back. You know? Like, when I was 9 years old, I decided that I'm going to UCT.
Really?
Yeah.
So, from then, you were working towards what you knew all along.
I decided in grade 3 at the age of 9. that I'm
What
going
did
to.
you know about UCT?
So my uncle stays in Cape Town, right?
Okay.
So they would visit in Bonero Park. That's where we stayed at the time.
Okay.
And uncle, the beach. We want to come. We want to come to the to Cape Town, be at the beach and things like that. He's like, no, you'll visit eventually.
Okay.
Like, no, we want to live there. And then he's like, well, you can always come to Cape Town when you go into university. Like, what's university? He's like, no, when you're done with school, matric, you go to study towards something. We're like, oh, okay. What's then he's like, yeah, because the university. He's like, there's universities in Cape Town. Was Biza's zonke, but the one that stuck in my mind was
UCT.
University of Cape Town because it has the word Cape Town in it.
Yeah. Oh.
9-year-old, you know. So that really stuck with me. That
Okay.
Put it in the back of my head. That Kubeka is normal. Academic excellence. I learned it from my older sister. She's a year older than me.
Okay.
She got an award when she was in grade 1, grade 2. Then that's funda. But okay, when you work hard in school, you get awards. So that became my path as well, you know. And then in terms of what I want to study, I've always loved maths. That's been my passion. And then grade 9 started doing natural sciences, and then you're learning about different elements, and then we started learning about DNA. I was like, oh, that sounds fascinating. Initially, I've changed my mind so many times throughout high school, but the constant theme across all the things I wanted to do was genetics.
Okay.
So when I got to grade 10, then you remember, Kanene, in a few years it's varsity.
Oh yeah.
Let me read up about this UCT. Number 1 in Africa. Boom.
That's it.
It's done. Why wouldn't I want to go there?
Yeah.
You know, my mom is a Wits alumni.
Okay.
So I'm like, mommy, Wits. She's like, no.
Go to UCT.
Yeah. You know.
And has the experience the alcohol at UCT, has it been everything that you expected it to be? Even
I had
this
no
journey,
expectations.
Like, you had no
I
expectations.
just knew I wanted to be there. So I went to Hoërskool Eisig, English Afrikaans. Got to UP, English Afrikaans. I was like, so I'm going to go through university with the people I went through high school with? No. So that solidified my decision to want to go to UCT.
Okay.
You know? And my mother having already been through university, she was like, I would highly recommend that you do your studies far from home. So that you're in a new environment.
Really? That's unusual, yes. Because parents normally want abandon babu, but they're closer to
Did I not tell you, but I said, but at 18, like, go and find yourself.
Yeah.
Go and grow, you know. So I think my mother's experience really helped her to see, but it's important for a person to have that freedom to discover who they are, to really, really learn who you are, you know. So I looked at UP. I was like, okay, mom's like no to Wits. UP is another alternative, but I'm like no to UP because I'm going to take all my high school friends with me, and
so
I feel like I'm not going to be given the freedom to really learn new things about me. You know, people we constantly remind you of who they thought you were.
Oh yes.
The old you.
Oh yes.
Being a teenager in high school is very restrictive because you're following a routine set by others. But when you get to university, it's like you're free, you know.
Yeah.
So it's critical for you to realize your true self, because sometimes you might realize that you've just been following instructions without really questioning yourself. Especially for me, because I was I'd say an A student, so I've always been a rule follower.
Okay.
You know, I've always been a rule follower. So once I got to university, there's rules, but there's nobody there with a cane stick to say,
it's not like
you know. So I discovered, but I really hate waking up in the morning. And
so for missing lectures. But look at you now.
Don't do it, kids. Attend lectures, please. You know. Yeah, I learned a lot about myself moving away from home.
Yeah.
So when I got to UCT, I had no expectations of the institution. Like, you know, Mama, she'd talk about varsity and what to expect. I was like, it's just another
But
place.
you're just open.
Yeah. So when I got there, some things I'd be like, oh, this is what Mom spoke about.
Okay.
Ezinye I had to discover as I went along, you know. To fail and get up again. You know, self-motivation. I had to develop that in varsity on my own, because in high school and at home, parents are there, positive
People
affirmation, encouragement, and you know. And the rewards are almost immediate.
Yeah.
So you get a report at the end of
Oh,
the month,
yeah, yeah.
celebrated. Where's varsity?
It's different.
You're on your own. You're on your own. So yeah, a lot of undoing of those things. So you carry them through. Being at UCT, it was interesting because I learned about different people. I come from a black middle class family.
Okay.
We live in the suburbs, so I've always had interactions with white people, right?
Alright.
And being black, you're exposed to black poverty and things like that. So I think I came into UCT already sort of like being in the middle ground and being able to interact with everyone, you know? But now you're interacting with people that have only interacted with themselves and people that are like them.
Yeah.
So that's problematic.
Yeah.
Because you're open to interactions with everyone, but not everybody's open to interactions with you. So sometimes people that you find familiarity with and likeness with find you weird. Because you're not exactly like them. You share similarities. Yes, we're black. Yes, we're female. But you speak English with a twang. And in lectures and in tuts, you don't mind asking questions. You're bold enough and you're in the corner. And just by you being able to do that, then they push you away to say you're actually not like us. You know? So that was the thing for you can go everywhere, but not everywhere you go do people really accept you. So I had friends that I was with on campus, and then I had friends in Rays. So I was a bit of everywhere, but it took me about 5 years to find people that were like the full Gamo we can take on and we accept like that.
Did not really care about who is in.
Yes, and whatever differences are there, they're like, no, it's fine, it's who you are. But I think it probably also comes with age. Probably.
Were those people there all along, or can you?
No, I met them on the way.
Oh,
I met them on the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's one of those things. I think like in there's safety in familiarity. So people would always gravitate to what was familiar to them. And then I came in and like I said, I can relate with this group. I can relate with that group. So then it's like, yes, there's a likeness to me with you, but there's something that is different about me that you haven't really been exposed to, and therefore you can't really accept. So we'll push you to the side. You know. So I think the first 4 to 5 years, I say in my undergrad, I kind of navigated it alone. I didn't have study groups. Yeah, people tried to bring me in. Come on, let's study together. I had to do for one day, and then I was like, no, I'm better on my own. Only when I came into my postgrad.
Was that because of how they treated you initially? Seeing that Utababandu, they're not really welcoming.
Yeah, I think yes. I took the resolution.
When people were later inviting you, trying to get you in, and then when they so
yes. Because also they were changing dynamics. Because you come in first year, you think you're going to do this, and some people change and they go off.
Oh yes.
So the group of friends that I had in first year, going to second year,
it wasn't the same.
People moved to different faculties, so you're left with 1 or 2 nyana. But we're all just kind of like shifting and changing. The friends that I have in race are doing commerce. So when it comes to studying, I'm like sort of like on my own touch group. So it's like everybody's doing everything, and then I was like, okay, I'm finding that I'm alone in this space. But you're right, the initial rejection that I experienced from other people sort of like pushed me to isolation. So first undergrad years I was quite isolated, and then once I started doing my honors in 2013, the group is smaller, so it allows for more intimate interactions and more intimate connections. And I think just growth and maturity of people in any case, realizing that people are different, let's come together. But I found a likeness in other people who also found a likeness in me,
regardless of
the differences. And we carried each other through to the end and shared the pains of growth and initiation into the field of science and research and postgraduate studies, that you've never met a person in your life, in your family, in your immediate circle that has gone through this. So who do you ask?
Who?
So we became each other's support system.
Were they also doing PhDs or
masters, PhDs?
So it's like a community.
Yes, where you guys now understand each other, and like I said, the space is smaller, it's much more intimate. So you're all here with a common purpose, and you understand the struggles that you're going through. Even though sometimes one might go through it first before you guys, and what is that? Until you get there, you're like,
I see what you've been talking
Yes,
about.
you know, so shout out to Reboni.
Hi, Rabona. So
Yeah.
now that ulapha, what would you say to your younger self? Like, what would you tell your younger self?
You're gonna get it.
Yes, girl. It is finished.
It is done. It is finished. PHINISHE capital D. Finished.
So
It's a puma.
It's a puma,
Yes.
girl. And nobody don't.
It's messy. It's messy. Make a mess.
Ooh, what is it?
Let it be messy.
Ooh, okay. What has been the most up till now? I think those count as challenges that you've encountered throughout the journey to getting to where you are now. So, what has been the most rewarding thing about the experience here?
The growth that I've experienced. The transformation. It was painful.
Okay.
But I love who I've become because of it.
And you do it all over
I
again.
would in a heartbeat. It was worth it.
Do you think it would be easier also yenza okwesibini now that you know all the things that you know? Or
Yeah, but I also think I'd be lazy. Honestly, because then I'll know that it's gonna be okay. You know? Yes, but I've come to really appreciate the journey more than
the destination. Yes, because I'm not. Oh yes, because even now I keep taking you to and you keep taking me back to Uti
because that journey makes that moment beautiful.
Okay.
If I hadn't struggled, it sucks that this is how it is, you know, but if I hadn't struggled, I don't think I would have enjoyed the fruits as much as I did.
Is it?
Yeah.
So would you say bana semchandweni uzonyamezela?
Hell no!
Don't contradict yourself, Kalon.
No.
That's the struggle.
That's so different.
What do you mean? It's the same thing.
My PhD, I take it a look. It's an inanimate object. It's a concept. It's
So
not
normal just because
human.
Anyway,
I'm gonna hold them accountable. No, guys. No. Please don't get it twisted, guys. No.
Why? Because our parents, they used to do that.
Of course, and my mom was like, don't.
Are you? So you are much more of a person who is going to leave. Bekezela. Okay, there's three options.
Okay.
Bekezela.
Yes.
Try to work it out for a while.
Yes.
And then leave.
Kaloku, it's a process.
It's a process.
Yeah.
So it's
So I like, for instance, me getting into the relationship, it wasn't off a whim. It was a process to that happening. As would be a process to me agreeing to marry this person and spend the rest of my life with this person.
Why are you talking about a specific person?
I never said.
Okay, this person. That brings us to the end of this video, guys. See, we did a whole video. See, shoot, asking like questions, Q&A.
But unfortunately.
But yeah, unfortunately, can't get. So
and it's just like a cool.
so thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And I think I'm
Yeah, no, definitely. I'll come back so we can do a Q&A.
all right. Anything?
Anything I want to say?
Yeah, closing.
I talk a lot.
How?
So when you meet me in person and I start talking, apparently I look quiet. Anybody who knows me knows that I talk a lot. But thank you for Sandy for bringing me on your channel.
You are most welcome.
And I hope people learn from this.
Anyway.
Not to fear change, not to fear difficulty, not to fear challenges. Keep the faith, never lose hope.
Thank you. We will. Okay, I will see you guys on my next video.
Yeah,
Get better. Oh,
it's not the next one, but it's Obuya.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come back, guys.
Okay, I'd love to have you food again.
Yes.
So yeah, bye guys.
Stay beautiful. Bye.
Izandla